During my recent AR-15 cleaning video, I got a lot of comments about FrogLube. And I thought, what in the world is FrogLube? I mean, I'd heard a little bit about it, but I didn't really know much about FrogLube. And I was really determined to check it out. But while I was down at the Blade Show in Atlanta, Brad Holland from Blue Spoon Distributors, who distributes FrogLube, saw me down there and said, hey, let me give you a couple of samples of some FrogLube. I want you to check it out. I think you'll love it. I'm going to tell you what, this is incredible. It comes in a liquid form, it comes in a paste. And I had used the liquid with the samples, but when I used the paste, I thought, you know, I don't know if I really even like paste, but this stuff is great. It's almost like wax, the way you'd wax a car, except it has a really incredible, slick feel to it. This is some of the best lubrication I've found on the market. Now, FrogLube started by Larry Lasky, who is a former Navy SEAL captain, looking for something really for those harsh environments, for those extreme temperatures. And FrogLube is actually a plant-based, it's not petroleum-based product. It's even food grade. You can eat this stuff. But it's non-toxic, it's biodegradable, and one thing that's really cool is that it's an antioxidant, which will keep the rust down, so it's a rust prohibitor. Now this is what the FrogLube originally comes in, has the paste and the liquid, comes with this rag and also a brush with instructions. Now FrogLube works best with heat, and here I'm inside. I'm going to use this hair dryer. You can use a heat gun. You need to get it up. It works best to about 100 to 120 degrees. So you don't have to get it super hot, just get it nice and warmed up. You can put it in the sunlight, direct sunlight for 15 minutes, also works well. But what this does, it opens up the pores of the metal and allows the FrogLube to penetrate. Now if you have a lot of residue already on your gun, any kind of petroleum, of course that's what all the base for most of the cleaners, petroleum based. It works better if you go ahead and remove that, and the best way to do it is to take some isopropyl alcohol or something like that, or denatured alcohol, and just clean your gun and then come back with the FrogLube. Now they also say on the website that if you don't want to do that, then just go ahead and apply the FrogLube directly. I think you'll get an advantage if you go ahead and remove all the solvents and everything that's already on here. But the FrogLube will work through it and will continue to just push those other additives out of the way. FrogLube is very friendly to plastics, to metal, to wood, to polymers. So you really don't have to worry about any problems. You can just rub it right in. Let's go ahead and safety check. They are unloaded. And then go ahead and just break them down. Now this doesn't have to be super hot. You just want to get it, like I say, 100, 120 degrees. This is actually probably a little more than that. It's actually hot to the touch. But it just says go ahead and just put it on there liberally. And that's what we use the brush for. If you get it on some of the outside surfaces, that's okay. You're not going to really hurt anything. Not that you necessarily just want to get it on everything, but while we're doing it, we're going to go ahead. Then we're going to take a few minutes and let it just soak. Now I'm just going to do part of it, just the slide in the barrel first, and then I'm going to work on the frame separately to let that heat really make a difference. You'll also want to get on the inside of the barrel as well in the chamber. You can use regular bore brushes, whatever you want to use to get down in there. This is just applying it. Bore snake, whatever. It says go ahead and use the regular stuff you're using, but just use this as your CLP. Use this to get down into the bore. You can use a bore snake. Is the FrogLube does not attract all the dirt that typical oils do and the debris. The petroleum based products will pick up a lot. Now this thing is soaked in, and we're going to go ahead and just let it cool, and we're going to go into our frame. But just the nature of the firearm itself is going to heat up when you're shooting it. So it's going to allow this to continue to penetrate and continue to protect. You'll want for the FrogLube to actually go down into the recesses and all the areas of your gun. Debris just will not adhere to the FrogLube. One of the things about petroleum products is the debris will adhere to whatever, and it'll get down into the nooks and crannies of your gun, and it can really cause some problems. I'm not one to really dump a whole bunch of CLP on my gun in the first place. I really like to hit the areas of wear, and so I don't normally just coat everything with it. But with the FrogLube, it just really gets down into the areas that you need to hit. It's going to protect your gun, it's going to keep it cleaner, and it's going to keep it from wearing. Now, to be honest, that's the first time I've actually used the paste, and I didn't know if I'd like it, but I really do like it. And I'd been using some small samples of the FrogLube CLP, the liquid, and really liked it. But the paste, really, I can see where there's a lot of advantages to the way you use it. Now we're going to take our microfiber cloth. One of the things about this too is the cloth that you use, it can be washed in a wash machine without adversely affecting your clothes. Whereas if you do this with a basic cleaning cloth that you've been using for solvents, it can really damage your clothes. Now the lube itself is penetrating the metal, and you can feel the slickness. It's like a frog. I'll tell you, that wintergreen smell is just unbelievable compared to a lot of the other solvents and cleaners. To be honest with you, I really like hoppies. I like the smell because I've been doing it for so long, but I think I can get used to this. Okay, now we want to put everything back together. Now, one of the things that'll happen when you're firing it, because once the gun heats up, there will be a little bit of the FrogLube will actually go into all the different places and be able just to continue to lube your gun. Man, that is so slick. Okay, we're going to try the liquid on the Mustang. We have a little bit much, but we'll cover the entire gun. One of the things that happens too, this gun's still hot to the touch. One of the things that happens is that it keeps a lot of the debris, keeps fouling from actually adhering to the gun itself, because the metal is impregnated, and so it makes it very difficult for it to stick. The carbon scoring, anything, just makes it a lot nicer. We're going to liberally put this on. We also want to get the bore and the chamber. Alright, we're going to let it sit just a couple of minutes, let it cool down. Alright, we're going to clean it up and get all the excess off. One thing that's really cool though about it being green is that you can use your hands without any worry about absorbing any of this into your system. It's completely safe, it's food grade. And we'll go ahead and reassemble the pistol. I can feel a huge difference already. One of the great things about FrogLube is that it does impenetrate the metal. And the more applications you put on it, the better it gets. It works down into the metal, and then after a while, it'll smooth out all your moving parts, makes this gun really slick. And really, these little small semi-automatics, they're prone to malfunctions anyway. That really helps the odds. Now, FrogLube is not necessarily limited to firearms. It's great for tools, great for knives, all the different things where you have metal to metal. This Leatherman Mutt has a completely different feel to it once you put FrogLube on it. Now, go to FrogLube.com. There are a ton of testimonials. There are a ton of videos. They even have this large map to show you where you can get FrogLube. In fact, you can click on your state and it'll show you the different local gun shops that will supply FrogLube. You can also get in touch with Blue Spoon distributors. In fact, the reason I want to shout out to them is because they did supply this for me to try out. And I'll tell you what, Brad Holland thanks a million. Now, Larry Lasky at FrogLube supports Troops Direct, which they've sent over 250,000 samples of FrogLube to troops in the field. They also support the Navy SEAL Foundation and also Lone Survivor. So these guys are really active in a lot of these foundations helping veterans. It is a veteran-owned company, and I definitely feel great about supporting that, and even better, made in the USA. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic. It has a really nice wintergreen smell. It is food grade. And right here, you can't do that with your Hops number 9.